This is Purple Strategies. Yes, they the way they got their name is it was a Democrat and a Republican coming together. Let me tell you the history. It's not all that old. It goes back to 2008. That's when it was founded by Alex Castellanos and Steve McMahon, Republican consultant and strategist. McMahon merged Issue and Image, the advocacy advertising firm established in 1999, with Republican Alex Castellanos' firm National Media Public Affairs to form the communications firm Purple Strategies. McMahon and Castellanos had often met each other while pitching to clients and decided to form Purple Strategies as a bipartisan consultancy blending their blue and red political backgrounds. Other founding partners of the Alexandria, Virginia-based firm include Bruce Haynes and Mark Squire. At Purple Strategies, McMahon has worked with BP, Pharma, and their very first big their firm's first major client was the United States Chamber of Commerce. Purple Strategies developed the Chamber of Commerce's campaign for free enterprise in 2009. In 2011, Purple Strategies established Purple Advocacy to focus on government relations, including lobbying and advocacy work. The following year, Purple Strategies hired Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, former communications director Chris Mather, and expanded operations, opening an office in Chicago. Following the company's expansion in Chicago, Purple Strategies was hired by Northwestern University in 2012 to assist with public relations around a planned construction project that had met with opposition from preservation groups. And this group, the CEO Forum, that's the quotes I was reading you in my other video. Yes, so he's the, Robert Rees is the founder, I think he's the founder, but he's the CEO of the CEO Forum. Yes, transformative CEO company. This hasn't been around very long, but this is what, these will be our new leaders. They've already appointed themselves. Here's why. Their next upcoming get-together or workshop, all those CEOs, is March 21st via Zoom. It's $49 if you want to attend, if you just want to hear a bunch of bullshit. So fueled by societal changes, generative AI, and economic forces, CEOs will assume a central role in steering us toward a renaissance characterized by advancements in business, the economy, and society. They will assume a central role. Who elected you people? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is, okay, so this is what is very, like, what makes these people so sociopathic is because they just disregard the founding of America, don't they? Yes, they do. They disregard the men and women that have died for this country because their enterprises is more important, and keeping the little people from having any control over our country, well, that just won't do unless they pick the little people. And this Robert Rees, he said, when I was reading those quotes, his quote was quite interesting. It's almost as if, you know, I think the hospitals did know that COVID was coming. I really do. I mean, it would explain a lot. I mean, we knew that Bill Gates knew about it. They did 2 months before we heard about it. They did the simulation in New York with all the elites there, strategizing out what they would do in a pandemic-like scenario, how they would lock everyone down. Yes, Event 20 was 201. Look it up if you don't believe it. But then it explains, how, like I always wondered, how did Northwestern be able to put those cameras, those thermal cameras in so fast? Because they put them in the day Trump announced the 2-week lockdown. Yeah, so they really got those quick, didn't they? I mean, not just in one hospital, but all of their hospitals. So Robert Rees, who's the CEO of the CEO Forum Group, said the bubonic plague was actually the harbinger to the Renaissance, in the same way this pandemic I see as an opening of a door to a new renaissance in health. Just as Europe emerged from the devastation of the bubonic plague to embrace wide-ranging cultural, economic, and social changes, the world has responded to the pandemic in profound ways, including notably rapid transformations within our healthcare industry that are likely to leave a lasting positive impact for generations to come. No, they can't, they do not have it in them to have any positive outcomes. They have decades of failure because they don't care. And I'm not being extreme. Look, I've worked in the hospital, too many hospital systems where I've said before, I swear it's like there's a target on my back half the time, okay? The amount of just bullshit that was done, like setting me up. From my very first nursing job to then running into that same who was not a chief assistant to the chief nursing officer, then went on to run into her as my educator somewhere else. She changed a Pyxis count, all to get me to quit. Like they did these, and so there's no way they do this without these CEOs knowing it. These CEOs are dirty. They're so dirty. They get rid of the good workers and they keep the garbage. So this is not who we need being the central role of anything. All they care about is money, all they care about is power, and they don't have any self-awareness, but they're going to tell you how you better have some. No, if they had any at all, they wouldn't be so arrogant like this. This he goes on to say this says this article. Summit participants discussed 3 ways the COVID pandemic has ushered in a healthcare renaissance, one that puts us on a path to better health outcomes and greater efficiency. No, it absolutely will not. But then that's because, again, I keep saying, who's running healthcare? Transformative CEO Summit. Yes, March 21st. You can pay the $49 and listen to a bunch of bullshit. But I'm telling you, these people don't have anybody's best interest in mind. They don't. They make things sound good. They can write things that sound good. But look, they haven't done anything good. They've destroyed healthcare from what it used to be. And you can see this is their 4th annual get together or summit. So it's rather new. But this is, and some of all these quotes, these healthcare CEOs make, it's like, because it's all part of this purple strategies. That's what they're using. I mean, that's it. They're combined. They're using both. Purple strategies is promoting them, promoting the CEO forum. Yeah, I mean, and everything they say in their articles, they just are not bright people. I mean, they're into the ESG. Corporate ESG storytelling requires skill and nuance. Really? Why? Because everybody knows that you're full of shit. We don't give a shit about you and your stakeholders. And I'm putting this one up anyway. I probably shouldn't, but it's just, it goes with everything else I'm saying. The other CEO, one of the most important leadership skills is self-awareness. Well, they don't have any. They should model it, as they say. They should model self-awareness. And if they had any, then they wouldn't be deciding these things. Nobody elected any of these people to anything.